Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fresh Talk with Fresh Baked. I am your host, David Erickson. I'm here with Sarah Snyder. We are Fresh Baked, and this is our podcast. Let's get on with the show. Romy.
How could you just leave me stand alone?
Alone in the world is so cold? Hey, I remember the lyric.
Yeah, you got it.
I think. Did I get it right?
I mean, you did, but I mean, maybe I'm just too demanding, you know.
Maybe I'm just like my father.
Be too bold. Maybe you're just like my mother, but let's go.
Okay, how long are we going to do this? Sarah, Prince died. Prince died today.
Prince passed.
I'm so sad.
Did you hear who else passed last night?
China?
So that means someone else is coming, and it comes in threes.
Well, Doris, what's her name? From Grandma's Boy. She's the third.
Oh, well, okay. I can consider that.
Was it Doris? Is that her name? I forget.
Her name on Everybody Loves Raymond.
The mom from Everybody Loves Raymond. Yes, that lady. I loved her.
Her and the father from Everybody Loves Raymond are together now.
Yep. But yeah, I was quickly Prince. He was like number one, maybe number two on my favorite group list in high school. I had Prince everything. I memorized all the lyrics, everything.
Yeah, that was somebody that was played in my house from when I was a very young girl, so I've always had Prince around. So yeah. That was upsetting this morning. I woke up very early to that. That was a very upsetting way to wake up.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I found out later in the day, I guess.
Yeah, I was up super early, and somebody actually sent it to me, and I was like, what?
Well, did you hear that he was sick? He missed a concert. They had to fly him home because he got sick. And but they were like, no, it's just, he just wasn't good enough to play that day. And then a couple days later, he dies.
Obviously not.
No warning, no like, hey, you guys, guess he's what the heck happened? What the heck happened?
So sad. Why do the best ones keep leaving us? And they're all so young.
And all of the Rolling Stones are still alive. Somebody explain that one to me. Not that I don't like the Rolling Stones, but they're 100 years old and do drugs all the time. Okay, well, you know what? We got some show for you guys. Some fresh talk with Fresh Baked show. But before we get to that, we've got to cover a little bit of Fresh Baked news up front. Some minor topics to cover, as it were. Well, this one isn't really a minor topic, I guess, but as some of you may have heard, Mike has announced, paparazzi Mike Wazowski, BCam guy, that he announced on his Instagram account that he is, I guess the word he used was resigning from Fresh Baked.
Yeah.
I just want everybody to know that that's not like, there's nothing weird about that. Because I know how the gossip,
loves
the
to
gossipers
flow.
like to speculate on, is there bad blood or anything? There's no bad blood, you guys. Mike wants to do his, I guess he wants to do his own thing. He wants to be a photographer, and he wants to do photography gigs on Saturdays, and it kind of gets in the way of a Fresh Baked day. So you're still going to be seeing him from time to time, I think.
Yep.
But yeah, he's well, you can still find his stuff at Paparazzi Mike and on both YouTube and Instagram, right?
Yep, both of them.
Okay, good. So as a matter of fact, since he quote unquote resigned, what was that, on Monday, I think?
Yeah.
He's been all up and down our Twitter feed, so he's still an active fan and supporter of Fresh Bake. So settle down, everybody, if you were worried about there being any bad blood. Yeah, we do. So like I said, if you want to follow Mike, go to Paparazzi Mike on YouTube and Paparazzi Mike on Instagram. And he's going to have some new stuff up there, I'm sure, that's not necessarily Fresh Bake related. It's still going to be Fresh Bake stuff, I think, but just watch out for that.
I believe that he said he'll be there next weekend, and next weekend is like a huge weekend in the parks. Huge.
Well, we're going to get to that, actually. Don't jump the gun, Sarah. Don't jump the gun.
Referencing that we won't be missing out on him anytime soon.
Oh, no. As a matter of fact, I think he's going to be around for both of the next 2 weekends. Maybe not all day, but for a little bit. Okay. You wanted to talk about BFG. Now, I'm not. To me, a BFG is a gun from Doom. So, tell me, what is BFG, Sarah? You seem to know about this a little more than I do.
It's the big friendly giant, dog.
Oh, see, I keep using a different F word when I try to name that thing.
It's 2016. It's what we're used to, you know.
All right, so he's friendly then.
He's super friendly. Just a quick lesson for you, because I know you don't know this. Giants are not that friendly.
Except for this one.
Right. They're super huge and super slobbery and hairy, and they actually eat humans. But this guy, he's kind of like a runt of his giants. He still totally would scare any of us in the daytime, but he's like the baby giant, so they all kind of pick on him, and that's why
I noticed that. I noticed that in the trailer that he was a giant, and then in his world he was small.
Right. And I actually, Christian and I watched the trailer together, and I freaked out during that scene because I was really hoping that they were going to portray something like that in the trailer.
Yeah.
I think they did a great job. So I'm really excited to see this movie. I am such a huge Roald Dahl fan. I always have read Roald Dahl books since I was a little girl, and I still have multiple Roald Dahl books on my shelf. And most of you guys who know me well enough know I'm out of control and crazy, and I make words up and I say things that don't make sense, and you can totally blame Roald Dahl for part of that. He loved talking about like hold on, because I brought my book out, and some of the names of them are like Flesh Lump Eater, Meat Dripper, Gizzard Gulper, Maid Masher, Bottle Bottler, the Butcher Boy. Like, I don't know. Roald Dahl was just so crazy, and his imagination was so huge. You know, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Like, what? Chocolate waterfalls? What?
I was going to ask you. There are those like myself who don't know who he is, but they may know him from some other titles.
Yeah, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. That's a huge Roald Dahl book. All the Glass Elevator, all the other series that came after that. The movie Matilda. A lot of people love that movie. That was all Roald Dahl. So the movies that have been made from his books have always done a super good job at sticking to like pretty much everything that he does and creates in his worlds.
Right.
So I think they're always portrayed well on the screen. So I'm super excited for this movie. I think that Disney has already done a good job from what I see of the trailer. So
you say that it is a Disney movie, but it doesn't look like a Disney movie to me.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't. It looks nothing wrong with Pixar, and it's not a Pixar film, but it looks nothing like Pixar. It looks nothing like, Frozen. It looks nothing like, I don't know. It looks really unique to me and really just different and new and what we need right now. And the characters that they chose for like the little girl and the giant, big friendly giant, if you ever see the cover of the original book, it actually looks like them. I think it looks cool. He's just like a big friendly looking big old giant.
All right, well, so guys, check out the trailer for BFG and then go see the movie, and if you don't, then Sarah probably will send you an email and tell you to stop it and be nice and go see the movie.
Like a big party in downtown Disney for everyone to come see it.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, Sarah, you had alluded to an upcoming event at the parks. A big event.
Multiple events, actually, but yeah.
In 2 weeks, what's happening?
Dapper Days!
Yes, that's correct. Well played, Sarah. Dapper Days are coming to Disneyland. We enjoy these Dapper Days quite a bit. I wish they would do more of them. Maybe like 3 or 4 a year would be nice. I think that would be nice because I don't think that we get to see people being dapper at Disneyland enough. Not anywhere near enough.
Technically, I want to say that there's usually like a springtime and a fall time Dapper Days, but
Yes.
I agree more would be better. I have no problem with more Dapper
You
Days.
missed the fall one last year because of traffic.
I did. That was really unfortunate because that was out of control traffic and I really wanted to be there and I'm excited for next weekend because I'm hoping it's not going to be too hot. Do you remember a couple years ago that the
Yes. Oh my gosh, you're right. 2 years ago it was super hot, and last year it rained.
yeah, wasn't that weird?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping next weekend is going to be like a middle ground from the last 2 years.
Yeah. 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 I remember that. We were just looking for a cool area anywhere we could get it. But we had a great time. You know what? I'm gonna have to go back into the archives and see if I can't find some of that footage because we did that where we just kind of parked the camera there at the Jolly Holiday,
Yep.
and we had all those dapper folks come up to the camera. It was great.
Yep.
God, you know what? I love muffins and I love dapper muffins and I love that people did that. That was beautiful. That was a
I
beautiful thing
have to do that again next weekend because that was a lot of fun.
for sure. Um, so do me a favor. Tell me a little bit about what do you like about Dapper Days? What is it that kind of makes your heart soar a little bit when it comes to Dapper Days?
Me personally, I like when the mostly the females do it, but obviously men can take a part of it as well. I like it when they combine the worlds and the girls kind of Disney bound into the Dapper Day. Um,
Ah,
I,
yes. You're
I
seeing more of that these days than you used to.
yes, I actually was reading a lot about it, and I did not know this. I don't know if you knew this, but a girl named Leslie Kay is kind of the whole reason for Disney bounding. She is who we can thank for like the term and the creation of it, I guess is what you can say.
Oh, no
Because
kidding.
yeah, because I don't know, dapper clothes are not always the cheapest, so to speak, and
Yeah.
cosplaying is not the cheapest either. And cosplaying is kind of difficult because you want to really nail it. Like you really want to get every single piece and every single detail, the hair, the makeup, the body parts, the clothing, the props if they have any, and like that can totally add up. Um, Disney bounding is a little bit more simple than that. I don't know. Do you know what Disney bounding is, Derrickson? Do you?
Well, I know what I know because of knowing you. I know that you Disney bound frequently in a very like subtle way most of the time, which basically I guess that's what it is, right? It's a more subtle thing than cosplay.
Right. It's definitely a more subtle way. It's just regular clothes that you can pull out of your closet and you can totally wear to the grocery store or the mall or anything like that. And Disneyland, obviously, because Disneyland has that new rule now. What is it? Over
Oh
14,
yes.
no costume
Yeah.
allowed. So, and we've seen them turn people away. So they will stop you at the park if you're decked out in a costume. But it's cute. It's not costumey. Disney bounding is it's inspired, it's themed, it's aimed to resemble a character. And it doesn't even necessarily need to be a character, and that's what I really love about the Dapper Day Disney
Yeah.
bounders. They will just um
We saw
like
people last year dressed up like attractions.
right and Dole Whips and like
The Dole
oh my
Whips. Yeah.
god, cute, so cute, and just it just it all it really takes is like a few key pieces and your main fashion points, and people, we all have imagination, and we as Disney people all have magical imagination, so it's pretty easy for Disney bounders to kind of get their point across. But like that's what I like about it. Like I said, guys can get into it as well. So like Aladdin obviously has his vest. Everybody knows and thinks of Aladdin with his purple vest on.
Right.
Really not try that hard with the rest of your outfit, and as long as you've got that purple vest and maybe like a monkey detail somewhere like a bracelet or something, then
Right. Right.
boom, you've got Aladdin. And like Cruella DeVille has got her polka dots and her fur, and as long as you can incorporate that somewhere, you're good. Like Dr. Facilier and Mad Hatter have their top hats, that would be like
Yeah.
you would want a Disney bound for them. Like the Dapper Dans are obviously all about the stripes. Um,
Okay.
just it's so fun and it's so creative and it's so like you can go crazy and it's it's not that difficult and it's not that expensive like I was saying compared to cosplay or costumes. You can check your closet, obviously, check what you have in your house. You might not even realize you've got pieces that you obviously don't wear as a regular outfit on a regular basis, but when you're looking for a certain theme or ride or character, all of a sudden all these pieces you have and boom, you're the haunted mansion. Like
It seems like you could, I mean, even with a lot of your key characters, just pick a color scheme, and you can pretty much get it right. Like, black, red, and yellow for Mickey, or orange, uh, blue, and what is it? I don't know, Goofy's colors.
green, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. Yeah,
You and I always see aerial bounding a lot at the parks. Girls
yeah.
always aerials colors together in an outfit, always. It's it's just fun. Like I don't know if anybody has cowboy boots hiding in their closet. I don't myself, but you might have some cowboy
I
boots
have no
hiding.
cowboy boots. No, sorry.
But like boom, find yourself a cheap cowboy hat from like a Goodwill and you're Jesse or Woody, whichever one you want to freaking be.
There you go.
But I just think that it's so cute to see what people can come up with, I guess. I think that's what attracts
Right.
me to it. It's such an expressive thing and you get to put your own twist on it, your own spin. Yeah, you're going for Snow White, but you don't need to look like Snow White to bound like Snow White.
It almost, yeah, it seems like it's even allows for more creativity and personality than even cosplaying could, because cosplay you're trying to hit that outfit dead on, right? But
Right.
with a bounding, you get to be more personal.
Right. If I ever wanted to be Cinderella or Aurora, any blonde princess, how am I going to do that unless I got a wig? You know, like
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not a
true,
blonde,
huh?
not anywhere near a blonde, and I'm not going to be a blonde. So, but if I put on a blue tank top and a black choker, and I put my hair in a top knot bun, boom, I'm Cinderella. So
There you go. There you go. All right, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward again to Dapper Days, Fresh Baked. If you're going to be there, be on the lookout for us at the Jolly Holiday. I think we are going to try and set up a camera there again this year.
Bats Day as well, Derrickson. I forgot to mention that. That's
Didn't
why I
we
was
just have Bats Day?
Oh, that's why I was saying that this is such a huge weekend next weekend because I actually read all about this because that's how nerdy I get about these things. But all of these days, quote, days that are in the parks that people kind of know about but never really know how they get started, how do they
Yeah.
happen, who puts it together. It's actually it's a serious process. They all take it very seriously. There's always people in charge and they always are all in contact with one another and the parks to make sure that nobody's dates are clashing with one another's.
Well, they're clashing this year.
Yeah, a couple, I think both of them, like if I remember correctly, both of them had long time ago booked this weekend for somehow like with the hotels and with their groups of people and
Oh
stuff.
my
And
god. I'm
somehow
just
they're
looking at the Bats Day calendar, and it says the weekend of the first, same weekend as Dapper Day.
somehow their calendars like didn't match up with those two groups and as it got closer nobody could like switch around
Right.
weekends, so it's gonna be chaos next weekend, dude. It's gonna be
Are we gonna see like a rumble, like a some dappers versus some bats on the main street,
like
like straight out of what's that?
the
What's that movie I'm thinking of?
West Side Story,
Well, yeah, yeah, that one, West Side Story.
the prettiest most ruffled skirt gangs you've ever seen, like
Which side would you claim, Sarah? Are you gonna claim Dapper, or are you gonna claim Bats Day?
You know what? I couldn't tell you yet because I've only been around Dapper Day weekends and they're always very welcoming to me. So I'm gonna have to see how the Bats Day crowds are.
Okay. Well, the
Yeah,
good news is, the Bats Day crowds actually, that's a full weekend. That's the 29th through the 1st.
right.
Technically, Dapper Days is only on the 1st. Um,
Uh,
although they'll be there on Saturday as well, because people usually go the whole weekend and do that. But
well,
technically, Dapper Day is the 1st.
don't they do the expo the whole weekend long?
Well, I'm not sure actually, because if I'm looking at the Dapper Day 2016 calendar, dapperday.com, it says Sunday, May 1st.
Yeah, but look at yeah, Dapper Day.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, and then there's a expo. Right, the expo is on Saturday also, but in the park, Dapper Day is only on Sunday. Because you'll recall last year it was pretty quiet for
Yes.
most of the Saturday. They didn't start showing up till later. We only saw a few Dappers really, but on Sunday it was like a parade of Dappers.
Yes.
So
I would love to stop by that expo. You know, I love me some expos.
we didn't get to do that last year.
We didn't.
No.
That
Let's do that.
Last year.
I know, right?
Everything off.
All right. So that's Dapper Days, folks. Fresh Baked will be there. We'll be covering it. And we'll have lots of video and photos for you, as always. And now let's take a minute here. I want to talk real quick about something because it's kind of, I don't know if it segues nicely, but we're looking for artists, folks who want to express themselves via the Fresh Baked brand. And by that I mean send us your we want your fan art, you guys. What's that?
We do.
Yes, we do. Now, the reason why I would do this is because I'm good at math. I can't draw, so there's that. Anyway, so we've got the muffin, and we've got the that kind of shows up throughout our site and on our shirts and things like that. And we've got the Fresh Baked logo. But what I am looking for, what we'd like to see, is your interpretation of Fresh Baked, your interpretation of a muffin, or your interpretation of Sarah or myself or any of the Fresh Baked crew at the park, or our the logo or whatever. And what we'd like to do is be able to show that to the rest of the Fresh Baked community. Have a place to, like, I don't know, what do they call that? Like a poster board, or I don't know, someplace where we can put it so that everybody can admire it and be inspired by it. Right. And then possibly, actually, I'd like to, what I want to do really, Sarah, is maybe put one or two of these on a shirt, or some other kind of, product that we could, and obviously if you did wind up on a shirt, you get a shirt for that.
That's what I would like. One of our longtime muffins, Adam, he actually kind of just started his own little button business where he creates, Disney related graphic buttons, and he does such a good job with them. And you can tell that it's kind of his interpretation of the parks and whatnot. And
right.
That's exactly what I love about all of our muffins. Everybody's so creative. Everybody has so many unique outlooks on things. And I love when you guys send us your artwork and you tag us in pictures online of your artwork and whatnot. So yeah, I would love if you guys could send us, just like David was saying, your interpretation of Fresh Baked. What would you like to see as Fresh Baked on a t-shirt or on a hat or on a button or anything like that? And yeah, make me a cool t-shirt, guys. Make me a cool design, because you guys are so creative. They're so cool, and the artwork they always send us blows me away.
I know, right?
My God.
And by the way, I mean, like I said, you don't have to feel restricted to the muffin or anything like that. You could make, I mean, if it's a muffin, it could be any kind of muffin you want. It could be a bad muffin. It could be a, well, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. It's like just whatever you think it should look like.
Whatever, dude. You could make a new Fresh Baked mascot.
Exactly, right. It has a completely different than what we've seen, and who knows where that goes.
Right. It's a whole new world.
Or what about catchphrases like monorail or beats or something like that too? And you can. I've created an email address for this, by the way. artwork@freshbakedisney.com.
Sounds good.
So they can send it there, and we'll try to, like I said, we'll try to put up something maybe on Facebook or like a wall or something. I don't know how that works, but we'll figure it out where we can share this. And maybe, who knows, maybe I'll even just do it like an actual thing here at the Fresh Baked compound, and I can go, take some video or a photo of it from time to time. All right, so that's that. Send us your art, Fresh Baked. We want your art. This is a call to all muffins who can draw, or even if you can't draw, I don't care. It can be bad, you guys. Seriously, it doesn't even have to be good. Okay, let's get to our next topic, Sarah, which is, we were kind of just chatting about. It seems like every time we go into Pooh Corner, I'm like, oh, those are so pretty. Talking about the novelty apples or whatever.
Yes.
And then every time I say, hey, I've never had one. I want to talk about that because I have a project that I want to work on, and we're going to start it right here, right now, on Fresh Talk with Fresh Baked. I want to talk about treats that you've never had at the park. There are things that are there quite often, or maybe they're seasonal, but at least you can count on them when they arrive. It's not going to change every year, kind of thing.
Right.
Treats that you've never had before, and then we're gonna have them.
Let's do it.
We're gonna make a video of us having treats that we've never had before. But let's start, Sarah. Give me 3 treats, Sarah, that you've never had before at Disneyland.
Okay, well, over in that Pooh Corner, they've got every delicious, delectable, sugar-filled treat under the sun.
Yes. OMG.
Got like huge slabs of fudge, like I could hit. Remember that one that got that he could like whack somebody with?
Wait, say that again?
Remember he got that huge chunk of fudge that he could like whack somebody with the next day or later that day?
Oh, and he never ate it.
Yeah. It was such a hard rock at the end of the day. I don't know why though. Anyways, I'm gonna hope the fudge that I'm gonna get is not gonna be hard. But I've always wanted one of those big old slabs. They always look so delicious.
A big old slab of Disneyland fudge.
Yeah, and I don't even like really care which one because they've got multiple choices.
Yeah, well, the one I've had before was the peanut butter fudge. Does that count?
Yeah, that counts. Was it good?
It tasted like peanut butter.
That
means it's good, yes.
I'm not really a fan of peanut butter for dessert, to be completely honest.
No?
I know a lot of people are, but I don't really dig it for dessert.
There's never a bad time for peanut butter. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, man. or dessert.
Hey, man, I can get down on a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Trust. I got hate peanut butter.
Right. All right. Well, you know what? Actually, we're gonna trade off, just like those old Fresh Baked battles. Hey, remember those
times?
Yeah, good times. I'm gonna stay for my first one. I'm gonna stay in the Pooh Corner, and we're gonna stay with the. I've never had a single candied apple, not any kind, not a regular one, not the fancy ones with the marshmallows and crap all over it, or the or the seasonal ones. I've never had any kind of candied apple because they seem really intimidating.
Don't they? Don't they just look like they like would eat you back? Like, okay, I'm sorry.
Right. I feel like I could get started on that and never finish. And plus there's a giant apple in the middle. So that's why.
Right. See how you're not a fan of apples for dessert? That's how I felt about peanut butter. See?
Okay. Well, what if I get an apple with peanut butter on it? Will you be out? You just check out? I mean, I wash my hands of you.
I think it's funny that you haven't had one either, though, because I legitimately just had my very first candied apple, like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Really?
I wasn't even with you. I went and snuck over there by myself, and I got the apple pie candied apple because that one.
You've been talking about that one for a while.
Right, I have, and that one's pretty mild on the intimidating scale. Like it simply has the 2 marshmallow ears, and then it just is supposed to.
Do you think I should just go for it and get that one that's got all the caramel and marshmallows that looks like a Matterhorn?
The one that looks like an avalanche of sugar.
Yeah. Should I just go for it?
You know what would be really if you got like just one simple candied apple and then that one, and then like compared the size of them,
You want
and
me to eat now? You want me to eat 2 candied apples?
ah, make it
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't know about that, but that's number one on my never tried, but I'm gonna try list is candied apples.
ask you, are you a fan of candied apples?
Well, I don't know. I've never had one.
Oh, at all? Ever?
Right. Right.
What? Really? Because I
Yeah.
really like candied apples. I like that's why I got the apple pie one, because that is not a candied apple. It's a gourmet apple.
You know, I may have to check that because I do recall. I think I remember back when I was a kid having something really basic like caramel covered apples.
Right.
Yes, I have had one of those. I've had an apple dipped in caramel.
Yeah, cause a candied apple is like it's
Oh,
sugar.
you're right.
It's
The candied
sugary.
ones that have that hard crust on it, huh?
Right, it's sugary and it gets stuck on your teeth, and I don't really like candied apples, just
Yeah.
plain candy. But
Okay.
they're
No, I
beautiful.
don't want that. I want a gourmet one.
Yeah, that's how I feel. That's why I went for the apple pie one. And you know what? It was delicious. I was very pleased with it when I came home.
All right. All right. Okay. What's in your number two?
Everything but the kitchen sink.
Oh, that's the ice cream at Clarabelle's, right?
Yes.
You're gonna need help with that one.
Calling in all regular muffins who
Oh, no, 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 no. That'll just be me. Thank you very much. I'll handle it.
oh um dude, those things always look so cool when you see people walking by with them, like, and you can always tell they're always like, yeah, I got this and you
Also
didn't.
intimidating.
Way intimidating.
Now, what's in it?
Oh my god, it's huge. Okay, Derek.
Yeah, I'm listening.
First of all, I literally I'm starting with this. It's $13. So
Yeah, I
we're
saw that. Yep, it's 13 bucks.
it's a scoop of vanilla, one scoop of vanilla, one scoop of chocolate ice cream with hot fudge all over that, whipped cream on top of that, chocolate chips on top of that, a cherry on top of that, all in a waffle cup and a chocolate dipped banana.
Wait, you're just getting 2 scoops for $14?
I could have sworn there was 3 scoops when I've seen people walking around
Well,
with
a
it.
traditional sundae has 3 scoops. That's what I was thinking. But if you look at the like the regular sundaes that they sell, it's just 1 scoop.
True
So
that.
maybe 2 scoops. That's for $6, you get 1 scoop. So 2 scoops for 13, I guess, isn't all that outrageous.
Did you see that yesterday in San Francisco, Ben and Jerry's, I think it was, flew over and they wrote freshly baked in the sky and somebody tagged us in it and I was like,
Oh,
yes,
no way. No way.
freshly baked in the sky.
I
That's
didn't
so
know that Ben and Jerry were fans. That's cool.
I didn't know. That's fantastic, Ben and Jerry's. We love you too. I think it was Ben and Jerry's. I could be wrong on that.
Ghirardelli's maybe. They're San Francisco.
But I mean, point being, we were in the sky and
Yeah.
that's what but yeah, dude, I really want to rock that kitchen sink because we've never had that, surprisingly, because you would think that we would have attacked that by now, but
Well, yeah, because I don't know. It seems like we're always finding something else to try, maybe, and that's like a two-man job.
right, we're scared by intimidating treats. We're not
Yeah.
afraid to.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So the kitchen sink from Clarabelle's. Good call. Here's one that's going to probably blow the mind of a few fans out there. I've never had a tiger tail or anything like any of the variants that they have of those. Like
Newbie.
the seasonal ones and stuff like that.
What a newbie.
Yeah, you'd think at some point because well, hold on. I want to find out what is a tiger tail.
It's marshmallows and delicious chocolate and delicious sugar.
Okay, see, I like all those things. I like marshmallow and I like chocolate and I like sugar and I like things that are shaped like tigers.
That's what I'm calling you.
What?
That's what I'm calling you a newbie for.
I know, right? Why haven't I had one of these?
You're rooking it sick, man. You should. That's probably going to be number one. I've just decided that that's our first thing we're gonna.
That's the first thing that I got to get is the tiger tail.
You Yeah,
Now
catch
I'm
up.
seeing that there are variants. Let me see here. Oh wait, hold on.
There's a lot of different ones. You can decide which
Well,
one you
there's
want.
some that are like some that have like that dusty, what's that stuff? That sugary dust stuff or whatever on there.
Right?
But then there's some that look more like they're dipped um in a shell, like a warmed shell or whatever. Is that the same thing? Oh, look at that. They've got one that looks like a Cheshire cat, and I don't know what that other stuff is. Oh my goodness.
I
I'm looking.
on which one that you want it to look like because I think depending on which ones they're aiming to look like, they have a different process.
I'm just gonna go for a straight ticker tail, I think.
Yeah, I
Gotta
think
start with the basics.
yeah.
Ooh, there's caramel in there too. God, I love that. That's in the dipped one. Anyway, that is number 2 on my list. I've got to try me a ticker tail, and we're gonna find out how much those are, or I mean, how delicious those things are. Have you had
We
one?
gotta I have had one. I mean, it was years ago, but it was delicious.
All right, all right. Sarah, what's your third one?
Um, I'm kind of sad that I even have to say this because it exists in my favorite land, and you would think I would have already accomplished this, but I haven't. But we don't go there often, so I guess that's why. At Cafe Orleans, they've got the pommes frites,
Pom.
and I would really, really love to go attack those French fries. I see pictures of them all the time, and they look so delicious every single time I see pictures of them. And they're just like French fries with Parmesan and garlic and
Yeah,
parsley. And they've got like a Cajun spice sauce to dip it in. And oh my god, they just look
they're
so bomb.
quite delicious.
They look so bomb. Have you had them before?
I have, yes.
Oh,
I
and
have. As a matter of fact, I tell you what, I'll start with the ticker tail this weekend, and you can start with the pommes frites. We'll have lunch at Cafe Orleans. I'll get some gumbo. You get some pommes frites. Or
yeah,
maybe, you know what we should do, Sarah? Is split a what do you call it? What's that
oh
sandwich? A Monte Cristo, yeah.
my god, I Elise had one while she was down here, and they said that they put her in like a food coma. She didn't know what to do.
Yeah, they're too big. It's too big for one person. Even for somebody with I mean, you got to have a really big appetite to eat a whole one of those. That's why I don't even, we should just split it. I mean, that's just the way to do it. You know what I mean?
You don't need to like try to pull out your man card and like attack it as one
No,
person. You're good.
I'm not even going to try.
Just
That's
share it.
just share it, dude. Don't even try. It's a ginormous sandwich. Plus, it's so much cheese and like ham and jam and it's yeah. You're right. It's a very like it'll put you out. It'll put you down. That how did we get on? We got on the. We're doing treats and I'm talking about it. I'm talking about a sandwich, but we'll do that. We'll get you some pommes frites and a Monte Cristo at Cafe Orleans this weekend, and then we'll top it off with a ticker tail, and that'll start our adventure.
I think that sounds fabulous.
All right, stay tuned for that, Fresh Baked, and then my wait, that was your third? Okay, so my last one, and I don't know. Well, talk about man cards. I'm gonna have to put mine away in order to complete this task because the third thing that I've never had before is one of those giant lollipops.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about. I don't know what it is, but I've never like experienced being a kid holding a balloon and having one of those lollipops walking around. Those things last all day. That lollipop. I don't even know how you're supposed to eat that. Like
That, but I feel like those you could drop on the ground and pick back up, and like it wouldn't even pick up an inch of dust. Like it would
yeah,
be spotless, and you'd be like, "All right!"
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah. Right on. But I think I'm gonna have to do that just to put that in the archive of things that I've done at Disneyland and have me one of them giant lollipops. I don't care how juvenile it makes me feel while I'm doing it, and maybe I do get that balloon while I.
I was just gonna, oh, dude, if you get the lollipop, then I'll get a balloon, and we'll call Pop Mike and take another pic for us from behind, and it'll
Yeah,
be like version 2 of like the bear photo.
there you go. There you go. Right on. Okay, so those are our top three treats that we have never tried at Disneyland. Fresh baked. What are your treats? What treats have you never had that you are curious about or want to try or feel like you should try at Disneyland? Or better yet, fresh baked, tell us some treats that maybe we're not aware of that we
Yeah.
should try. Like, I mean, not churros or beignets or stuff that, I mean, give us some super secrets type stuff.
Yeah, like shout out to Tesh, the macaroni in a bread bowl. That
Right. Yes.
that was a fabulous lunch for me that day. Remember, that was exactly what I wanted, and that was exactly
That
what.
is an off the menu item right there.
Right. So if you guys know about treats, or if you've kind of like created a treat yourself at the park and they always serve it for you, like, and it's the bomb, let us know.
All right. Sounds good. Send that to artwork at, no, I'm just kidding. All right. Actually, that just brought up another thing I want to talk about, Sarah. We've asked the folks to submit some fan art, and we've asked the folks to share their secret treats with us.
Yep.
I have more jobs for Fresh Baked for the fans out there.
Giving them homework.
Yep, we got homework and work. We're often asked, Fresh Baked, how can we help support and show our love for Fresh Baked? Well, watching the videos is good enough. Being a subscriber, watching the videos, and that kind of thing. That's you're already a muffin in my eyes when you do that.
Yep.
Excuse me. But there is such a thing as really getting proactive about that, and that's what we're talking about now. We're talking about forming a street team of sorts. For those of you who are Sarah, what is a typical street team?
Back in the day when the bands were trying to grow, they would send out their street team members and they would go tell people about the upcoming show that Friday night, give everybody stickers, albums, get the people pumped, sending out tickets, just pumping up the thing that they love and that they're promoting as much as they can and getting the buzz going and getting people to attend these things. But we don't have concerts, Derrickson, so we can't really
We do
have
a concert every day, twice a day. What are you talking about?
That's our concert. That's what we need our street team to get the buzz going for.
Right. So what we're talking about, Fresh Baked, is sharing the videos. We're looking for folks who will share the videos on Facebook, who will retweet the tweets, and who will like like the videos on YouTube. All this, what this does, it seems passive and it seems like it's kind of like an idle process, but there's this thing called the internet, and on this thing called the internet, there's this place called Google, and Google basically runs the world.
Yeah.
And Google has a guy with a computer in the back room who has figured out a way to find out if people like stuff. Yep. based on his calculations.
Yep.
And the Google calculator guy, we need to tell him. The Google guy needs to be told that you guys like our stuff. And the way he knows that, the way the Google calculator guy in the back room knows that you like our stuff is by actually liking it on YouTube and by sharing it on Facebook and by retweeting it on Twitter. Google knows everything, and they register all that stuff. And when you share stuff, when you share the Fresh Baked brand, it grows the brand. And I realize that this is like getting all techie and stuff like that, but that's if you're looking to support Fresh Baked, be a part of that street team and get in there and actively and just like Fresh Baked militia, go out there and hit those like buttons and share and retweet, and we're gonna figure out a way to reward you guys for that. We're gonna figure out a way. I don't know what it is. Maybe I might have to go have a chat with the Google calculator guy. Figure out a way to reward the folks who are really going out of their way, kind of like Nate Dogg. I mean, he's made it obvious that his thing, and he's still doing it, by the way.
Nate Dogg is like slowly but surely making sure he's like the number one repping muffin, and like
right.
There's a lot of muffins out there that might get mad at me by hearing me say that, but you're gonna have to
I
like
ain't
step
mad.
up.
I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad about the guy who doesn't want to get fined. I ain't mad about any of those guys. If you're out there, because all that stuff gets captured, all of that stuff gets captured by the Google Calculator guy, and it generates what they call engagement. And uh, so by all means, you guys do that and show your love, and we'll find out a way. We'll figure out a way to reward people like Nate Dogg and Juan Villalmentos, I think is his name is. We'll figure out a way to reward you guys, even if it's just shout outs. I mean, but we can do better than that, I'm sure. But join the Fresh Baked Street team. Maybe, you know what we ought to do, Sarah, is come up with the folks who are doing art. Maybe they can come up with some art for the street team.
Yeah, some special street team art.
Right? That'd be a cool idea.
Team sticker to rep.
I know, right? Well, we'll make that happen. I will definitely make that happen. So moving on then, I got one more topic to cover with you, Sarah. And I know that, well, we're going to talk about Food and Wine Festival for a minute. You went to just the one day, is that right?
I did.
And I went 4 times. Oh my God, did I really go 4 times? Holy cow. Sarah, you need to go to the park and go to Food and Wine Festival.
You beat me on that. That's
I know. Go figure. Usually you go to the park more often than I do.
Right. That never happens.
Yeah. Well, okay, but I want to talk about it because we're now in the final week. This is the stretch run. I believe this is the last weekend for Food and Wine, and I want your overall thoughts. I know you, like I said, you only got to see it the one day, but what did you think of your brief visit with Food and Wine?
I enjoyed it a lot, actually. Actually, I lied. You know what? I did attend with Elise on a brief.
Oh, right.
day.
Yes, that's true. That's right. Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I think that DCA needs more events like that on a much more consistent level because let's be real, you can only spend so much time at DCA without like, okay, let's go back.
Half a day. That's my limit. Half a day.
Right. And that gave it such a different, unique vibe. And you could tell that people flocked to that area. Like, yeah. Everybody wanted to hang out. People that you could tell were there for just a day or whatever were walking through like, what is this? What's going on?
There was a fun energy about it. I'll give you that.
Really fun energy. It reminded, I'm really big into like street fairs and farmers markets and stuff like that. And
food trucks.
Right. I'm really big into the like community vibe like that. And I felt like that really that nailed all of that. I liked it. I had fun. Even the few moments I was there, I really had fun.
Yeah, I agree. I did have fun with it myself. I enjoyed. There was like what 5 or 6 kiosks out there. Yeah. And the food that I had got to have food that I've never had before, like curry and seared ahi. I'm a very generic dude. I pretty much stick to what I know, but I also at the same time I do like to try new things every now and then, but I may not incorporate that in my regular diet. But I just want to at least sample it, and that was a good excuse to do that. So I enjoyed the curry actually that I had, and I enjoyed the ahi, the seared ahi. But the one thing that did you have a chance to have the pork belly bao taco?
I did. That's what I had when I went with Elise.
That thing was banging, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. That she pretty much forced me into getting that because she wouldn't stop talking about it. So then I had to get it.
Yeah, I enjoyed that quite a bit. Ian got one last weekend, and they really loaded his up with extra everything. Basically, it must have been his dimples. So I think that was my favorite part was the pork belly bao taco. I kind of wish they would do a food and I don't know, fruit smoothie festival instead of a food and wine festival. Because I don't drink a lot by rule. And I especially don't drink a lot of $14 cups of wine.
Well, I think that's funny. Did you see someone tried to give me grief for what I had asked for at the food?
Oh yeah, the white Zen. Yeah, because you're
not a vino.
Come on, you guys. What do you want? That's not fair, man. That's not fair at
That's
all.
what I thought. And not only that, but that's why I tried to ask the ladies, like, okay, so then what's similar? I don't know what I'm doing, so help me out. Like,
Right. Yeah,
but
right. You're there to learn.
right. Yeah, I agree. I'm not I had more fun with my peach margarita in that little Beats area
Well, that
than
was also $14, by the way.
which it wasn't worth $14. I will
Yeah.
have to admit that, but yeah, I don't need like super expensive fancy wine to have fun and like feel fancy.
Now, would you? I would have liked actually if they had at least switched it up once.
Yeah, I thought they were gonna switch it up like once maybe throughout the whole thing, and then they never did. And I would have liked to maybe see what those other seminars had, like the one with the big
The
head.
ones that we couldn't go to because they were $100 for a seat.
Right, those plus tax and gratuity. Don't forget tax.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I I'm not sad that I missed Robert Irvine or Guy Fieri. I'm not a fan of either one of those guys, but I would have liked to have seen a few more shows, a few more of the presentations. We kind of had the misfortune of the one presentation we saw together was about the aforementioned beats.
Okay, can I just say this is real talk. I'm not even being sarcastic.
Yep.
Jess, Elise, and I were hanging out by Main Street train station,
Yep.
and that chef was walking by us, and Jess and I geeked out because we really did appreciate him for what he was trying to give us. It was just such a like it wasn't right for him. They didn't give him the right like setup to make it good for us. But he was a smart chef, and you could tell that he was a very like he was very talented. And so he was walking by, and Jess and I got all like, oh my god, that's the Beats chef, oh my god, that's him. And like,
Please tell me you yelled beats when he walked by.
I wanted to, but I couldn't. I wanted to so bad.
I wish you had.
But yeah, like we both agreed that that guy really we learned stuff in that presentation, even though we were giggling half the time. But
Yeah.
it just I think it was rotten on the setup part. I think that they could have given him a better
Well, they could have done a show that wasn't about beats, also.
right. They could have switched up some
Because
fun.
I kind of caught two more shows, and they were both about actual like there was tacos. They made some street taco kind of thing. And the other guy did like a really cool steak deal. These were meals. These were good looking meals.
Question: did you get to sample anything?
Not from those shows, the presentations. I don't think you can.
Well, that's the one thing I think would have helped the Beats presentation is if he could have been like, okay, somebody's gonna walk by and like pass out these, little baby samples of this
Yeah, they
beat.
make a point. They made a point of telling you you're not going to get any samples.
That's what I'm saying. Like, well, then I don't even know how bomb your beats are.
Right. Yeah, right. Hey, you're the beat whisperer. Whisper me some beats, please. Like prove your metal, sir. But yeah, so now here's what I heard. I heard per Ian that the event was a big success. I guess in terms of popularity and financial dividends, as it were.
Right, right.
And they're going to bring it back, in future years and make it bigger.
Sick. That's awesome.
Because that and the beat presentation aside, the one actual like demerit I would give it, or whatever you want to call it, argument, or I thought going in, I'm like, oh, food and wine festival, this is going to be an event that we're going to get to go to and experience for the day. I mean, it was like an hour. You get a couple of things of food, maybe see a presentation, and then you're done. And I want more.
You know what I think is I feel like they had a really, really good effort. I'm not even being like, oh, good try. Like, no, I think that they did do a good job on the like few little vendors that they had at the end.
Yeah.
But because it was only a few, then I think it fizzled out because of that. Like it was a great idea and premise, and they tried to do it, but I think So if they do grow, I think that's one of the things that they could grow, because you and I could have spent time over there at the vendors, but we didn't because there was like 2 stands.
Right.
With lotions and stuff. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Which I kind of did a little drive by, but you're right. It was just this one little thing, and it's kind of an afterthought.
Right.
And I feel like they could make a bigger presence in a lot of different ways, but vendors included. But the point is that I think it needs to be throughout the entire park.
I think it should be, definitely.
At least the pier, at least down through the pier. Maybe not Cars Land or Bugs Land, but at least take it all the way around the pier.
Right. There's no reason it had to stop where it stopped.
Well, there was. They didn't have enough. There's not enough material. There's not enough stuff to do.
Well,
yes, that's why.
That is technically a reason. You are correct.
Now, why they didn't have more stuff is that I guess you're right. There's no reason why they couldn't have added more stuff. But I would like to see a bigger. I would like to see it kind of really take over the park a little bit.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. I think that they could grow that little event for sure.
All right. Well, Sarah, we have covered Dapper Days. We've covered treats that we've never had before. We've covered Food and Wine Festival. I think we've had ourselves a very full and fun podcast. Wouldn't you agree?
I mean, I'm stuffed. I'm like ready for a nap right now.
Dude, I'm hungry, actually. All this talk, I'm really hungry. We want to know, though, from you guys, Fresh Bake. We want to know if you're going to be at Dapper Days. We want to know we want to know what your secret treats are. What are some treats you've never had, or what are some treats that maybe not many people know about that you want us to try? And what were your thoughts on Food and Wine Festival? Talk to us. We also, Fresh Baked, want your fan art.
Yes.
Send that fan art to artwork at Fresh Baked. You know what? Check that. No, yes, artwork at freshbakedisney.com.
Yep.
And then street team us. We're looking for street team members. We're looking for people who are going to share the videos on Facebook, who are going to retweet on Twitter, who are going to like on YouTube, and that kind of thing. And then who knows? Maybe we'll find a way to sort of create an actual street team that you can be an official member of. And Prince died, so sad. I'm so.
This is what it sounds like. Okay.
What does it sound like?
This podcast, the last hour you just listened to.
Oh, okay. Wow, I'm glad we got that settled then, because I wasn't sure what doves sounded like when they cried.
Exactly. Just rewind the last hour, and that's exactly what it sounds like.
Right on. I can't wait. All right, Fresh Baked. Sarah, what about you? You got anything else to add?
I do actually. Fresh Baked.
Fresh Baked.